Glad to have you back now. Zamfara State has banned mining activities due to kidnapping and banditry ongoing in the area. The state is endowed with minerals such as barite, nickel, manganese. We can go on, and exploration works are ongoing. But the Minister of State for Mines and Development, Abubakar Bawabwari, said that mining in Zamfara had stopped long before now, as legitimate miners had left about 2 years ago as a result of the banditry and other criminal activities going on there, which stands as threats to life. Buhari adds that while pursuing economic activities, the human angle must be considered. The minister said miners have been directed to comply with this directive. He encouraged investors not to worry that the issue will be resolved as security operatives will flush out the criminals soon. With Chairman Mining and Solid Minerals Group of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, LCCI, Otumba Atishe, Babatunde Atishe joins us now in the studio. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having us.
I want to start this way. When you heard about the Zamfara story, how did you feel being the chairman of this group?
We had a lot of cries from a few chamber members, but honestly speaking, it's a little bit like throwing the baby and the bathwater out. But it's never too late to correct something. Let me emphasize that. What we have in Zamfara is very sad. We have a situation where bandits have taken over the whole place, and mining activity has basically gone to a halt. Now, there is a nexus between, there's a proven nexus between the illegal mining and the bandits. And, the first time this really happened or came to the light of day was probably sometime middle of last year when bandits robbed a gold mining site and 37 or so illegal miners were killed. That was the first red flag. Now, when you have a situation where bandits are robbing miners of gold, and they now have gold to fund their illegal activities, and then obviously the legitimate miners there would obviously be afraid for life. So what we have here is really a resource control issue. They're trying to get rid of the villages where the deposits of gold are found. We've been crying out to the federal government that, look, there is gold in Zamfara, and what we need to do is educates the local masses. Now, if you remember, about 2-3 years ago when the mercury poisoning happened and, scores of children were dying, that was the first red flag. Now, the reason why all that happened was because a handful of people had gold. Now, when a handful of people have gold and there's nobody to buy that gold off them, and when I mean nobody, I mean representatives of the government, you have foreigners and politicians that are laundering money through this portal. Now, I don't know, towards the end of last year, it was in the news that a Lebanese man was found with $2.75 million worth of gold at Abuja airport. For everyone you catch, hundreds have gone by. Now, believe you me, there is a huge deposit of gold in Zamfara, and that is why there is chaos there right now. Simply resource control.
No, the economic implication of this cannot be overemphasized because the effect this will have at this time when we tend to look at the non-oil sector. Are we properly managing these resources we are talking about when we are trying to shift away from oil?
Well, we can do better. I'm not a believer of, even if the progress is one step at a time, it is a little bit of progress, but we can do better. If there is no presence of governance, that is when you have anarchy. All right? So there isn't any presence of protection for those that are doing whatever form of illegal mining that they're doing. And yes, maybe the foreign miners, the legitimate miners who have licenses, because they said anybody that is still found working there will have their licenses revoked. Now, those legal miners have invested a lot of money, equipment, in those sites. Now, when you put on any international news channel and you hear the first thing from Nigeria is foreigners have been told to evacuate in 48 hours, it is definitely not a good look. But there is a problem that has to be addressed, and that is the most important thing. Now, when the operation Puff Adder is rounding up, and obviously they take control of these mining sites, what is the next step? We need a multi-pronged approach. It is not about fire brigade, all right? You need to have a psychological form of attack for this problem, not just a physical attack.
At the time, I was at a gathering where you talked about reviewing the solid minerals roadmap,
Yes.
where we talk extensively about how we can make the sector work.
No, to be honest, the roadmap is fantastic.
Beautiful.
It was done by professionals. Our problem is implementation of that roadmap. It was done by fantastic professionals, by PwC and, the world's professionals, the world likes. So how have we implemented what is in that roadmap? We were talking about 7 strategic minerals then, and gold was one of them. What have we done to make gold more attractive? That is the real issue.
So what support are you getting from government? Because you see that this government is actually interested.
Yes.
Many are talking about agriculture now. We're talking about the non-oils. And when we talk about non-oil, we look at
Minerals.
solid minerals.
Yes. What we need to do, we need to have a big discussion.
Yes.
A summit by Nigerian businesses. LCCI is organizing one in collaboration with the Association of Metal Exporters of Nigeria sometime this month. And our mission basically is to get the wider audience talking about this thing. The financial sector are oblivious of what's happening. We need to demystify what's going on. We need to de-risk the sector. Okay? I'll give you an example. There's a huge housing deficit, which was what you were just talking about. All right? Yes. We all know the things you need to build houses are mining products: cement, limestone, granite, laterite. Okay? So if we know we need to build houses, why can't banks, first of all, look at industrial minerals? We all know there's an energy problem. We have coal. Why can't we look at coal briquettes instead of using kerosene? There's so many things solid minerals can solve. For instance, nobody's buying oil anymore. America has their own shale oil. India and China are buying from Russia. And European countries are looking at banning fossil fuel cars by 2025. Nigeria has the lead for the lead batteries. We have the lithium for the batteries. We have spodumene. The likes of Elon Musk should be encouraged to come here and spend their millions of dollars.
Chairman, LCCI, Mining Group, Babatunde, Latisha, I see the passion there. You can go on and on. Thank you very much.
Oh, we can go on.
Your afternoon with me. Thank you very much for
Thank you,
sharing
sir.
on this
Thank
very
you.
important topic, talking solid minerals and focus on Zamfara State and the directive by government. Well, moving